Britain's Prime Minister is on a charm offensive in India, one of the world's fastest-growing economies. He follows France's president, who tried to boost his country's ties there too. Eyes are now on which way India will move in this post-colonial Anglo-French rivalry. Let's put some perspective on it with Deepak Tripathi. He's Honorary Research Fellow at the University of Roehampton in London, joining us now. Hi there, Deepak. David Cameron's in India, then, as I just said, with the largest trade delegation he's ever taken on a visit. How vital is this partnership to him these days? I guess the size of the delegation says it all, yeah?
The size of the delegation certainly shows the aggressive nature of Prime Minister Cameron's drive to seek trade abroad. I think there are two factors here as Prime Minister Cameron embarks on this visit. First of all, the domestic economic situation. He wants India to buy the Eurofighter, which is built by a consortium of several European companies. One of them is the BAE system of Britain. So there are thousands of jobs dependent on a deal of this kind. And at a time when the Indian economy is growing and the British economy is in serious difficulties, that makes sense. Secondly, there is a domestic factor in that there are problems domestically, not to say, you know, the latest one, which is about the horse contamination of meat. Now, it doesn't sound very serious, but I think it is serious, and at a time when Prime Minister Cameron is abroad, he is getting positive headlines.
And of course, you mentioned there the Eurofighter jet. The hot competitor for the Eurofighter jet is the French Rafale aircraft, isn't it? I guess that was the reason why the French lot were there previously. How do you see this panning out? Two EU states are supposed to be united, you'd think, in tough crisis times. Don't seem to be. They're certainly going their own ends to reach their own best ends, aren't they?
Well, right now, Prime Minister Cameron is not the best friend of the rest of the EU, especially France and Germany. So I think the interests of the two countries, France and Britain, are quite separate. Britain feels that because of the historical relationship with India, Britain can perhaps persuade the Indian government. However, I would say this. The historical memories of colonial rule doesn't sit very well with the Indians still after about 60 years, 65 years.
So who is making the rules and setting the rules for it these days then? Which foot is the boot on, so to speak?
Well, I think India is a large country. It has got money. Its economy is growing. So I think after China, India is probably in a better place in its dealings with smaller countries, let's face it, like Britain. India, takes more interest in arms deals and other deals with countries like the United States in terms of consumer goods, and in terms of arms, there are big deals happening with Israel.
Deepak Tripathi, Honorary Research Fellow at the University of Roehampton in London. Thanks ever so much.